Today's video is sponsored by Phoenix Case. Guys, it is that time of year where all of the newest phones are coming out. In fact, I have the Pixel 7 Pro, which is supposed to arrive today, which means I need to order a case for it. And over the last few years on all of my phones, I have been using Phoenix cases. I just prefer their minimal approach, even from the packaging to the actual case itself. In fact, I have the Pixel 6a here with the matte black case, and it doesn't add a lot of bulk to my phone. So it's protecting it from everyday use. I know that my camera lenses are protected. I know that I can sit my phone face down without getting the screen scratched up. And it also comes in some other colors. You have frosted black, frosted white, and their newest color, which is navy blue. And again, this is a case that I've been using for years, and that's why I can recommend it. And again, I'd like to thank Phoenix Case for sponsoring today's video. Alright guys, so this week we've done several different top 5 videos, and I actually plan on continuing this for next week, but I figured it'd be a good idea to just end it with one that a lot of you have requested, and that's my top 5 earbuds for working out. And really, I only have like a few criterias for these. One is it has to be comfortable. It has to be a pair that you can wear for a long period of time, but it needs to have like an ear hook or a wingtip or something that is helping keeping it in your ear, because if you're working out, one of the worst things is to have to keep adjusting your earbuds or just worry that they're gonna fall out. And transparency mode is a huge plus, but not necessarily a requirement. Because if you're going to run outdoors or ride your bike, you definitely want to hear your surroundings. But if you're in the gym, you're not going to want to hear a lot of that. So transparency mode did kind of factor in on some of these that I picked. And the other thing is the sound has to be dynamic. Like, I just feel like if you're going to be at the gym or running or riding a bike, whatever, you need music and you need that energy to keep you pumped up. So I just don't think listening to something that's flat or reference style, kind of dull, is really going to do the trick. And then as far as the prices that I'm listing in the video is just for their current price. You can see the most up-to-date price, or if you're interested in buying any of these, I will have them all in the description. But let's just go ahead and jump into number 5, which is the UE Fits, or Ultimate Ear Fits. Now, originally when these came out, I believe they were $230 or $250. Right now they're priced down to $179. And what makes these unique is they actually have a process that you go through within the app that it custom molds the ear tip in your ear. So it is made to fit you specifically. Now, I have used my pair so much since I've gotten them. I've used them in the batting cages. I've used them for running. They never move at all. I mean, they seriously stay in place, which is a huge plus. But on top of that, because they're custom molded to your ears, although this pair doesn't have active noise canceling, it is doing a really good job of passive noise canceling. So just the ear tips blocking your ear canal is blocking a lot of your surroundings out. And this pair does have a transparency mode, which is a huge plus. And it also has aptX playback and some pretty powerful sound. Now, it's not like the most bass heavy earbud on this list, but it does have plenty of punch, but it is one of the best when it comes to treble and mid. So if you want to hear a lot of details in your music, this is definitely that pair that I'd recommend. And another thing is it does have an IPX4 rating, so if you're outdoors and you start to sweat heavily, or if it starts to rain, you're going to be fine. Now, moving to number 4 on the list. Now, this is from a company that's really geared towards making things that are made for running and working out, and that is the Jaybird Vista 2. Now, this pair comes in at $145. Now, it is a little bit older. I think it came out a year ago, but it still holds up. It's one of those that, you know, Jaybird's not putting out a pair every 6 months, but this is what they're designed to do. And in fact, within the app, you actually even have other EQ options that are geared towards working out. So again, you can tell that it's made for that. This pair has an IP68 rating. So on top of being waterproof, it actually has a high level of dust protection as well. So really, again, you can just use these outdoors and not really have to worry about your surroundings. Now, this pair does have active noise canceling, which if you're going to be in the gym, that helps block out a lot of your surroundings. But it also has what they call their surround sense mode, or transparency or awareness mode. It makes your surroundings sound pretty natural. So if you're out running, you can be aware of traffic and things like that and not have to really worry about getting ran over. And the sound on these are definitely geared towards being dynamic. I mean, the bass has plenty of thump in the low end. It's not even trying to be tight. It has a little bit of looseness to it to try to give you that like subwoofer type feel. The treble's nice and bright, and the mids are pushed forward so that your vocalists aren't getting lost no matter what genre you're listening to. And I think it's just a solid pick overall, and that's why I put the Jaybird Vista 2s in at number 4. Now, number 3 on the list is the Soundcore Sport X10. I just really like the look of these. They do have the ear hooks, but the ear hooks rotate so that it makes it where it can fit into a smaller case. Now, most earbuds that have the ear hooks have those really large cases, and it's not as convenient or small to just throw in your pocket. But the Sport X10 has a really small case. The ear hooks are flexible, they're really comfortable, and they definitely do their job by keeping these from moving around in your ears. And another huge plus is this pair does come in rated at IPX7, so it is waterproof. It also works with Soundcore's app, which is definitely a huge plus. There's a lot of things that you can do within there to make them sound the way that you want. And although this pair does not have active noise canceling, it still has a transparency mode. So you could just switch it into that mode if you're gonna be outdoors and you need to be more aware of what's going on around you. And again, I just think it's a solid pick, and Soundcore's just one of the better earbud companies out there. So that's why I put these Sport X10s in at number 3. Now, number 2 on the list is one of those that I think a lot of people are definitely aware of, and that is the Bose Sport earbuds. But I really think since they just recently dropped in price down to $129, I think they finally hit their sweet spot. This isn't giving you Bose noise canceling because it doesn't have that, but you do get Bose sound, which obviously is going to be something that people either love or hate. I actually like the sound of Bose products overall. It is definitely going to give you that punchiness when you need it. It also has the wingtips to keep these in your ears, which is a huge plus with this one because the earbuds are slightly big. So if you didn't have those wingtips, you would feel more like the weight is kind of pulling them out. But I didn't have any issues while testing these. And again, I think this is just a more affordable way to have Bose's sound without having to spend, almost $300 because you're getting a pair that has noise canceling. Now, number 1 on the list, now this one could go 2 different ways. I was kind of leaning towards either the Power Beats or the Beats Fit Pro, and I went with the Beats Fit Pro. I think that is still Apple's best earbud overall. I know I keep saying that, but I just think this one actually is underrated compared to Apple's other earbuds. This one does have the wingtips, and I had no issue with these moving around. It also uses Apple's H1 chip, so you're getting that spatial audio, the dynamic head tracking. If you have somebody else that has another pair of Beats or AirPods, you can share what you're listening to, which may be convenient if you're working out with just, one other person at the gym or running with somebody else. And it actually has really effective noise canceling. I mean, it's right up there close to the AirPod Pros, so it can definitely isolate you from everything around you, which is a huge plus in the gym. But you can also switch it into transparency mode, which is great on this pair, which again is going to be beneficial if you need to hear your surroundings. Now, it does have an IPX4 rating, and that's because these have noise canceling. Usually you don't see an IP rating above that on a pair that has noise canceling. And the sound is definitely dynamic. That kind of fits what Beats has always done. And since Apple has bought Beats, they've actually refined the mids and the treble where there's a lot more detail. They don't sound like older Beats products where it's just all bass driven and it was kind of muddy and congested. This is a very clear sounding earbud that can still deliver a lot of low end. And again, I think it's just geared towards working out, and I think it's a fantastic pair, and that's why I put it in at number 1. Now, to wrap this video up, I do want to say that I think Sony has to make a new sport earbud. They haven't made one in 2 or 3 years, so that's why you don't see one on this list. But I would love to see a sport earbud that has Sony's sound and works with Sony's app. I just think a lot of people would also be interested in that. And Sennheiser also has a sport earbud that I have not tried yet, but I think at $99, and if it delivers when it comes to Sennheiser's sound, I think that would be an excellent option. JLab's Go Air Sport is another one that's like $30, so if you don't want to spend a whole lot of money, I think that one is an excellent pick. And the last one that I wanted to throw in here is the Tribit Move Buds H1. Now, I just talked about them in the top 5 underrated video. I just think there's a lot to like here for $72. I mean, it's IPX8, so it's completely waterproof. It has aptX playback, it has a transparency mode, and it has insane battery life, like 15 hours on the earbud on a single charge with 50 hours using the case. So if you're going to be out, hiking or in the mountain where you may not have a charger with you, this is a pair that I would recommend for that. So I know that there's a lot more options out there that I've probably missed. And if you guys recommend any of them, definitely let me know. There's always people looking for the best earbuds to work out with. But guys, that wraps up my top 5 earbuds for working out. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.